One of the most powerful lessons that I learned was from my mentor, Garrett White. And he doesn't say it quite this way, but it's how I interpret it and how I was able to kind of mold it into my character. And that is that you have to love and be 100% fine with getting what you want and doing what you want. Now, immediately your reaction to that, more than likely, if you are, whether you're a man or a woman, more than likely there is a small little voice in your head that says that if I did everything that I wanted to do, or if I was okay with everything that I wanted to do, I'm being selfish. There's a little bit of shame that I feel. And if you don't feel that, that's awesome. But the vast majority of guys that I know, the vast majority of people that I know, if you are doing things for yourself because you want to do them, especially if you are married, you're in a relationship, it's always supposed to be 50-50, right? It's always supposed to be where it's the give and take, and there's always that feeling of, or that we've been taught that you should always think of the other person. And I'm not saying not to think of the other person, but ultimately, especially if you are a guy in any type of relationship, a friendship, a business relationship, a working relationship, the first and foremost thought should be about what you want. Now, there's two ways of doing that. There's two ways of focusing on what you want. There's the way where it's completely selfish, 100%, where, well, I want to do this thing and I'm going to do it no matter who it hurts. I want to go and spend all my money on booze and gambling and women and all this other stuff. That's not what I'm talking about. Yes, that's what you want, but obviously it's going to hurt you and it's going to hurt other people. What do you really want? Even if you were to choose the booze and gambling and all that other stuff, what is it that you're really truly desiring? You're desiring fulfillment, you're desiring happiness, you're desiring in reality, we're desiring an existential ecstasy type experience. We want to transcend where we are now so that we can feel this fulfillment that is far more reaching, far more fulfilling than anything we can experience just with the physical. I know that went kind of metaphysical and kind of went all over the place, but so yeah, you could go and do all the wants that are harmful to yourself, but ultimately we want to become happier. We want to have an experience of joy, abundance, of life that we cannot get anywhere else. We want this feeling of that our hungers are satiated, that our hunger for life is satiated, the hunger for expansion is satiated. We want this experience of more. So when we're not confident, we want to become confident. When we're not strong, we want to become strong. If we're not smart, we want to become smart. If we don't have the relationships we want constant wanting of more and more in growth, that there is nothing wrong in that. The wanting to be more than you are now, that is the wanting that we were destined to have. That is the wanting that is a gift from God. Neville Goddard, who I follow very, very closely, Neville Goddard used to say that your desires, the desires of your heart, and not the worldly desires of like, oh yeah, I want to go and smoke 2 joints. That's not the desire of our heart. Why do we smoke 2 joints? We smoke 2 joints because we want to feel peace, or we want to feel relaxed, or we want to feel smart, or we want to feel like transcendent. The deeper meaning behind the things we do, those desires are gifts from God, and they're prophecies. If you have those desires and they are burning within your heart, they will come to pass if you take the time to start becoming that person who has those desires. And that we talk about visualization and all this other stuff in the past, so that's another thing. Go check out the older videos. So when you want something, and it doesn't matter how crazy it is, when you want something, it's there for a reason. So for me, years ago when I was not confident, years ago when I couldn't talk to anyone, really, years ago when I couldn't talk to anybody of value, whether their value be beauty, whether their value be money, whether their value be power, whether their value be because they're famous. As soon as I would start to speak to anybody of that caliber, boom, I go straight to my head. I'd start thinking about what I'm saying. I start to fumble over my words. I would say and ah. There'd be butterflies in my stomach, and I'd make a complete fool out of myself. And my desire was always to be able to be articulate. My desire was always to be able to speak to anybody from a calm, grounded, centered way of speaking. And that desire, didn't know how it was going to happen, didn't know how any of this was going to transpire. That desire manifested into what I am now, which the road to get there was through revealing and releasing meditations, through constant practice, going out, spending almost a year and a half, 2 years of just going out every day, talking with people, network, spiral, chiropractic, all these things that would get me back in tune with my body and get this trauma and stuff that I had in the past out of me, these blocks that my body was holding on to. That was the how. I did not expect any of that at all. I just thought, teach me a technique. I'll go and practice. I'll go and talk to as many people as possible just to be this person that I could see myself as being. That desire was in my heart, and it turned into what it is now, to where virtually everywhere that I go in this city, I will meet someone. I was just at a Starbucks, or somebody might know me, or I'll meet a new person. I was at a Starbucks, met someone new there, left to go get some donuts, and then came back to Starbucks. Somebody that they came out of the back, it was one of the managers, came out and was like, oh, hey, what's up? How's it going? Because she knew me. Then I leave, and then I see somebody go into the barbershop next door that I know from the gym, and he comes over and we start talking. that is the result of the desire that I had in my heart to be this social expert, to be somebody who could carry a conversation with anybody, somebody who other people wanted to be around, turned into this. And that type of stuff happens every day. And one of my mentees, one of the guys that I mentor, he, which is really cool, is starting to have that happen as well. And his friend actually asked him, how do you know everybody? And he said, well, I know the feeling that you're feeling right now because my mentor, Dean, I would be with him and I'd be like, how is it that you know everybody? And so the desire of his heart was to have that same thing. Your desire might be something completely different. It might be to be amazing at the guitar. It might be to have speaking engagements all over the place. It might be to have $1 million business. All of that is prophecy. All of that is a good desire to have and a good wanting to have. And to go after that want and to have it in your mind all the time that of what you want is good. You will have people who say, oh, you're obsessing over this and that. You will have people who will say that, you know, not everybody can be an entrepreneur, or not everybody can be a social butterfly, or you're just an introvert. There's no way, you just don't worry about doing all that stuff. If it's the desire in your heart to become a certain way, you're going to get that pushback. But the more that you keep that wanting, the more that you keep that desire burning within your heart, and you allow it to become a part of your life, and you start seeing yourself as the person who has that, you'll become that. You will start to have all of it eventually. I've had people very close to me who thought I was crazy for just about everything that I have now, for desiring it. Why would you not want your stable job? Why would you not want this job that anybody would kill for? Oh, you're being reckless. You're not being logical. Those same people who literally thought I was stupid for wanting successful businesses, for wanting to be the way that I am now. Some of them literally said I was stupid for it, are enjoying the benefits of what I've built. And I don't blame them for that. In fact, I thank them. I thank them in my mind for challenging me. Do I really want that thing? If I really want that thing, I will gladly put aside all of their comments. I'll gladly stop listening to anything that they're saying, and I will be single-minded and single-focused on that thing. Never made them feel bad. Never put my wants in a way where they were hurt. Considered them as I was going after my wants and my desires. And once those desires were achieved, they couldn't understand what I saw. They couldn't see what I saw. Just as a captain of the ship knows where they're going, why they're going there, especially in battle. Captain of ship knows why they are going to a specific location. He doesn't tell everybody on the ship why. Some people on the ship think he's an idiot. Some people on the ship think he's a genius. But when they get there and they destroy and defeat the enemy, and everyone benefits from that, they get to share in the glory. They get to share in the victory. It's no different than what you are doing. You be kind, you be nice, you be firm and assertive. You don't call them stupid, you don't call them idiots. You don't get in fights with them. You don't destroy the relationships with them. You might have to back away. I've had to back away from relationships for a time. But once the desire is realized, they forget about it, and you should forget about what they do. Not so much. You shouldn't shove it in their face. You should remember what they said, but in a way where you, out of your honor and your respect, your self-respect, you know in the back of your head that no matter if they see it or not, you brought them to a better place because your desire was met. I have family members who get to enjoy VIP treatment at amusement parks where one of the lines for one of the rides we recently went on was 3 hours long. Yet they get to hop right on, go the back way, have a tour guide, and then ride the ride twice. So the ride that most people wait 3 hours to ride took a minute to get on, 2 minutes to get on, and then you ride it twice. Had family members who got treated like kings and queens at Universal Studios, having breakfast or brunch inside of the park in this VIP only restaurant. These are the same people who call me dumb and an idiot and reckless and stupid. And now they get to enjoy the spoils. They get to enjoy the victory. And could I 100% not invite them? No, because just as Jesus said in the Bible, forgive them, Lord, for they know not what they do. They despite them, you have to be prudent, and if they're still being jerks and all that stuff, trust me, they let it be known that, wow, I can't believe you're doing this, Dean. Thank you so much. And look at all you've done and all you've accomplished. They'll never say sorry for what we said, but they're complimentary. They recognize and they're thankful that they get to enjoy what was built. You want to be judicious and prudent. If somebody's still calling you an idiot, still calling you stupid, still calling you reckless, still doing all that stuff, then yeah, obviously you don't want them to be around. But just as Jesus said, forgive them, Lord, for they know not what they do, right? I see all of that. A lot of what they did was what spurred me on to keep going. I'm a very stubborn guy. If you tell me that I can't do something or that I'm dumb for doing something, I will do it. I will put it in your face. I will do it, and you will know that it was accomplished. And so for them to do that was a huge service to me, especially the ones who were super close to me. Then for them to recognize and realize the hard work that was involved and to compliment. That's what kept them in my life. But you're going to get the resistance, especially from the closest people who know you. This is why I love listening to Neville Goddard, because even Jesus, so who were his biggest critics? It was the people that were closest to him. Oh, you're the son of the carpenter. We know your brothers, we know your sisters, we know this, we that. If you go and look at the Bible, that's what it said. And they didn't believe. They're like, who are you? We know you. Like the people who, when I started becoming more confident and dressing differently and working out, they're like, we know you, Gene. That's not you. Like, who do you think you are? You think you're some big alpha male guy? Huh? You some Andrew Tate type guy, huh? And I got the most crap from the people closest to me. But it was staying and standing strong, continually do what I wanted to do, that eventually they relented. And, yet again, are like, oh man, yeah, you smell really good. Oh, wow, yeah, you look really good in that. And they like hanging out with me and being with me, because when we go out, people know me. So once again, they get to benefit. Do what you want. Do what you want. Do what you know is right for you. You will get a lot of crap, but ultimately, everybody will benefit. Keep them in mind. Don't just freaking hurt people in getting what you want. But know, just like a general or a captain of a ship, you know where you're going. They don't. They can't see it. You are going to take them to the promised land. You're going to take them to a place where they never dreamt was possible. And at that time, you'll know that what you did was right. What you did took you to the next level. What you did brought you to a point that most people will never, ever, ever experience, because they're too afraid to go after